Now for part 2 of our masterclass on wealth with Fiso John Fiso. Fiso, you mentioned that some of our attitudes need to change around money in order for us to really progress and to start creating wealth for ourselves. What are the attitudes you think that need to change that are not working for us well in the New Zealand context?
We're a collective community. We don't like to raise our head above the rest of the group. And I found that in school teaching, all the Polynesian kids would all be down the back hunkering in their groups, and our job was to try and split them up and bring them up to the front. And I think that does hold us back, because we want innovation to succeed. You need individuals who are going to take a risk and put their hand up and promote an idea and then develop it, irrespective of whether the rest of the group agrees. So if you look at all of the wealth creation around the world of Facebook and all the social media companies, guys who some didn't even finish university, but they had an idea and they promoted it when everyone else was going, no, that's not too flash. And I think that when I was on the core competencies group at NCQA, one of the interesting things we found was that it's actually the abnormal kids, the kids who are not normal, who actually achieve the best. And so that's why you've got to cultivate individuality at a time when Pacific are collective. But they have to have the freedom to go, no, I'm going to risk this.
Yes.
And so that's one challenge in terms of the culture. But I think also, parents, my parents, when I set up the NZIS, I quit my, head of department's job at the secondary school, and the whole family was, aghast, because, I've gone from a nice job, with a nice salary, what they thought was a nice salary, to nothing. But I was taking a risk. Now, if I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't be talking to you about that. I'd be talking to you about getting my vaccine or something, So I think, the ingredients of being successful in business and growing wealth are about individuals taking a chance and being able to risk. And the other thing is with it is that Pacific don't necessarily have the capital to risk. So because they, the parents can't give them 20,000 and say, look, you're going to have a crack with our business over there. So what we have to do then is we've got to recognise that just like we'd come together for Love You, we've got to come together and back a person who's going to go, I want to start up a retail business, and collectively get the money together and give them 20,000 and back them. Yeah. Because then they'll go and find the first investment strategy is friends and family. Then it's angel investors. They might find someone who's going to put in 50 grand. Then it's, venture capitalists who might put in 200 grand. Then it's private equity who might put in $1 million. So they've got to have the scaled up version that goes all the way to grow a big business. And I think we've got to start with friends and family, and that's a tough one. We've got to encourage our families to go, look, invest in this person who's got this great idea. Now, you might have to, they might fail. In fact, chances are they will fail, but you've got to go through that process to get them to, be successful.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That's taking a concept that we're familiar with, like the pooling of resources, and instead of using it for, celebrations or for, funerals and weddings and things like that, using it for something that could have the chance of bringing greater prosperity to the family.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's a bit like giving your credit card and spending it on the credit card. Well, it's a good spend and bad spend. So that's a bad spend, but investing is 20,000 in someone's aspirations in your family, that is a chance of growing a whole lot of other things.
Yeah, but it will take a mind shift though, because I think, for a lot of children of the migration, we came here and, have benefited from our parents and grandparents' sacrifice, and what they wanted for us was, I guess, a lot of us have been encouraged into stable jobs, as you say, but it's about, I think, making the money work for us instead of us working for the money.
Correct. I think we've got to have the risk takers. We've got to develop the risk takers. And I think the whole adage of, we also want all our sons and daughters to be lawyers and doctors. And it's still the case, but it is changing. But man, that whole world of future work has changed completely. Like, what our parents might have thought 20 years ago was appropriate is now no longer appropriate. We should talk about robotics, machine learning, digital services, all those things. Yeah. We've got to look forward. And so that does require a significant step change.
Because we don't even know what jobs will exist in the future when our kids graduate.
Well, I think we're starting to get a fair idea. We're starting to see where the technology, the STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths, well, they are becoming significantly more important. And I think things like healthcare is becoming much more important. So we should take the signal. So when parents look at it, they go, where are the industries that are going to grow? To be fair, we can automate accountants. We can automate lawyers. So you'd actually say, maybe we shouldn't be so bullish on those.